Recording in progress.
Hey, Bryce Tubbs here to share with you today. How do you start a bookkeeping business from home? Okay, so this is my area of specialty, my area of experience. I got started my accounting firm and bookkeeping firm about 7 years ago, and I'm so excited to be able to share what I've learned with you today. Now, enrollment for the Six Figure Firms Mentorship Program is open. What that basically means is go ahead and book a call inside the description below. On that call, what I'm going to do with you is I'm going to take you and see where are you right now. Where do you want to go? And then we're going to outline what is the best process for you to be able to do that. And if it makes sense for us to work together in order for you to accomplish that goal. It's one of the best calls you can get. We get so many people who come back and they're like, hey, I already got a client. I already got 2 clients. I already got 3 clients just from that call. So if you want some help, if you want to know exactly what this process looks like, go ahead and click the link inside the description below to book a call with me. But anyway, now let's talk about how do you start the bookkeeping business from home, okay? Number one, you need to have access to the internet, preferably like a laptop or a desktop, so you can actually be able to do the work. If you have that, you are good. If you don't have that, you can still get started, but I mean, you probably have to go someplace like maybe a library or a bookstore, or back in the day, we used to have internet cafes. Might be ahead of some people's times, but that's what we used to have to do back in the day. Um, but when we're talking about this, you just got to make sure that you can actually get online to the internet. Now, if you're watching this, you might be watching this on your phone. That's okay too. But if you can at all have access to an internet or a laptop, that's going to help you out tremendously. Or if you don't have that, you could actually wait until you get a client and then have the client pay for your computer. One thing to note as well is if you don't have one and like you're really tight on cash, just go to like Best Buy or go to probably Best Buy. At least that's the easiest one for me. And just put it on like a Best Buy credit card. You can pay it off with I think it's like 6 months, same as cash, or no, 2 years, same as cash. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's like I'm paying like $80 a month for this laptop I'm using now. Anybody can afford that, okay? Especially if you go and start getting a client using what we're talking about in the video. So that's number one. Number two, okay, you got to go direct to the clients. So what happens for a lot of people, and this happened to me, was I got advice from this one person who owned like this $1 million business. And the first thing she said was, you got to go get a website, you got to go get your brochures, and you got to go get your marketing materials and your business cards. And that took us about 2 months, right? Because we were trying to build the website. We wanted to go with the website builder, but the person was going to charge us like $3,000 for the website, which I mean, it's not that $3,000 is a lot of money. It's just for a website, it's astronomical. Um, and then we built our flyers. I have my flyers actually sitting there in the box because a lot of them didn't actually work or get distributed. And then we had to first we made our flyers and we had to go do a second round of them because they didn't quite look as good. Then we had to go online and try and figure, and it was just so much work. And then what we did was we went to the library to go and try and go to the SBDC to go get some business advice and stuff. And then they just told us, yeah, man, you got to, do XYZ thing and then go to the library and get like a sheet of all the businesses in your local area. And it was just all this stuff that stopped us from even getting clients in the beginning. It wasn't until one day I was actually just like, wait, why don't I just talk to some people? So what I did was I just started picking up the phone, right? And I'm not saying you have to do cold calling. It's just what I did because that was the only thing I knew that I could do. So I just went on Google and I said, okay, so here's a list of businesses. Let's call them. Hey, do you want some help with their accounting and bookkeeping? Click on, oh, they hung up on me, or yeah, call me back. Never called me back. And over time, what I started learning was it was like the faster that you can get a yes or you can get a no from somebody, the more likely you're going to be to grow your business. So whenever I work with someone nowadays, for example, like Carla, when Carla first got started, she did not have a website. And she was like, Bryce, I don't have a website. I don't have a website. Like, what am I gonna do? I don't have business cards. I have to go to this networking event. Like she had scheduled this networking event because that's what most people do. Most people go to a networking event. And she was very, very nervous because one, wasn't used to talking to strangers about the services that she had. And then two, she didn't have any of the traditional methods and stuff that people thought that you needed. So I was like, okay, so a couple things, right? If you ever go and run into a business owner that is asking about your services, ask for their business card. I mean, get them to give you their stuff, and or just go friend them on Facebook right then and there, and or just take down their phone number and put it as a contact in their phone and immediately text them. that is just as good as a business card. Okay, that is just as good. You have to go directly to the clients and keep things simple. We'll talk about how to go and make things official in a couple minutes, but that's number one thing. If you have to go and talk to people in person, just get their information, make everything about them. Now, the next thing we did with her was I said, okay, cool. So you're going to go on LinkedIn, you're going to go on Facebook, and your job is to go and connect with business owners that are running your target industry. Her target industry was she liked real estate agents, she liked real estate investors, and she also liked contractors like HVAC, plumbers, those kind of business owners. Now it was so much easier for her. She got about $1,500 in recurring revenue clients, and about I think it was like 4 weeks of doing it, but she took like a vacation for 2 of those weeks. So it just happened so quickly for her. Now, the speed at with which like she was getting people to want to talk to her was a little bit abnormal compared to most people. But if you're just starting and you're trying to start, yeah, you can definitely go and get some clients for that. You can go get because think about it like this, right? If you get good and you just know how to talk to the right people and you only talk to people who own like 7-8 figure businesses, your first client can be worth like $2,000, $3,000 a month. That's per month. That's not per year. Okay. And we're seeing that every single day inside of the mentorship program. That's kind of why I'm so bullish on you, like really coming and just joining. Cause it's just like, dude, this stuff is ridiculous right now. How number one, how easy it is for people to get results. And in comparison to how hard it was when I got started, because like when I was getting started, like I was so scared. I was so scared to talk to people. I didn't really know how to sell, and I didn't really know how to price my stuff out. So it would always be like I would just be kind of guesstimating, and it would be like, oh, so how much you charge, Bryce? And I'd be like, well, I need to see your books in order to price it out. And they'd be like, I don't really know if I want to give you access to my books right now. And I'd be like, well, okay. Well, usually it's like, $400 a month. And I'd be like stuttering, and I'd be like not really sure of myself. And they could always see that. Like looking back now, it's like they could see that and they could just be like, okay, something's up here. I don't know why he doesn't really know his pricing. Something's up. Maybe I just shouldn't work with them. And then they'd be like, well, why don't we just go hourly? I'm willing to pay you like $15 an hour. And $15 an hour when you're used to being in the corporate world, making a really good salary is nothing. It's almost insulting, right? But that's what happens when you're first starting. And that's what happens when you're trying to figure this stuff out on your own, right? Because you have to go through trial and error, and you have to kind of learn things, and you have to kind of just start and go through the trenches. But if you can overcome going through the trenches, if you can survive, if you have, just enough courage and enough persistence, then you can do this. But if you want to go and get more of a direct path, just partner with someone who's already been there. Now, number 3, okay, let's talk about keeping things simple, okay? KISS, keep it simple, smarty pants. Now, basically what most people try and do as well is a lot of people get into procrastination mode because they're trying to really, and it's not procrastination, it's more of like, for some people it is, for some people it's more about they're trying to make sure the business is set up correctly, right? So they're trying to like for us, we thought about a business name. We were getting our LLC, we had to get our insurances, we had to get our business licenses. Now that LLC took us about 2 weeks because this was a long time, before COVID, so things are moving a lot faster. Number 2, business name, that took us probably about a month. Actually, no, it took us about 3 weeks to kind of do the business name, going back and forth and back and forth. Insurance didn't take too long because at our networking event, there's this guy who was, pushing insurance, and he was like really hounding us. And then business license didn't take that long as well. Now, the reason why I'm saying that, okay, that's about a month of total time of setting up the business. For most people, they don't start getting clients until everything is legit, everything is official. That's a mistake. You need to think about your business growth for most individuals as kind of like a fuel tank. F is up here, E is down here. And you start off on F, but you go down to here. And the longer it takes for you to get that first client and for you to actually just start building your money and building your revenue for your business, the closer it's going to get to E. So if this amount of time, it's almost like a fuel gauge, F and E. If you can turn it on its side, F and E. And the longer it takes, the easier it's going to be for you to get to E. Now, if you're already a month in, you're going to start halfway here. So you're going to actually be right where my thumbs are connecting. And for most people, this amount of time is not enough time for them to get a client, especially if you're learning this stuff from scratch. So they give up. And that's why people talk about like the failure rate is so high in just being a business owner, right? Like 99% of businesses fail after the first 5 years. And it's not necessarily that business is like super hard or that it's like there's like this moat where it's like, this magical force that stops people from doing it. It's most people who start a business just were not prepared with how long it was going to take to find success, especially if it's like a service-based business like our business. If you were trying to run like a construction business and you need a lot of capital and you had to get an office and you had all these expenses like contractor expenses, it would be a different story. But when it comes to more of like a professional services business where you can do it from home, where there's not a lot of overhead, where there's not a lot of complexity, you can work with basically anyone that you want to, anyone who's willing to work with you, right? The thing that causes failure in this is not a lack of money or you running out of money. It's more about you just getting frustrated. That's the only thing that can cause failure is you getting frustrated. And the less frustration you can get before you get your first client, the easier that's going to be. When I say your first client, I don't mean like your first client for like $100 a month. I mean your first client for like $1,000 a month. That's when things get a lot easier. That's when you start getting confidence. That's when your business starts to really, really grow. Okay. So one thing to note there, the point I was trying to make there is you got to think about getting clients and money first and then becoming official later. A lot of people think that having the business name, having the LLC, having the insurance, and having the business license is what makes them official. That's not true. The thing that actually makes you in business is you having revenue coming in the door. Because I mean, you can go and get your LLC, you can go and build your website, you can go get your business name, you can go get insurance, you can go get the business, you can get all this stuff. But if you never get a client, you're going to quit and you never really had a business. So instead, go get the clients, go put yourself out there, go get some money, and then utilize that money, utilize that extra time you have to go and make your business official. That's the secret, guys. That's the secret. A lot of people would be like, Bryce, well, like from the surface, a lot of my students don't look official. I had a guy doing 12 grand a month with a free Gmail. It was like his name, accounting at gmail.com. It wasn't even like a professional website or Gmail he was paying for. It was literally just name, accounting at gmail.com. And he was at 12 grand a month. He didn't have a website. He barely had a social media account. Like there was no content or no posting on his page. It just didn't matter. He just knew how to talk to people. Now, kind of what we're kind of discussing today, guys, is like, all this stuff is very easy if you know exactly what to do. It's hard when you don't and when you're trying to start from scratch and learn it all for yourself. So if you want to go and skip all the time that it takes for you to learn this stuff and you want to actually increase your likelihood of success, go ahead and click on the link below. Like I'd love to work with you long-term inside the Six-Figure Firms mentorship program. It's the 90-day program where we walk you through specifically what you need to do in order to go and reach your goal. This is the place where people, if you're seeing inside of my YouTube channel, I have like customer interviews and customer recap success stories. That's why they're getting success. It's not like they're going at it alone. Oftentimes what happens is they've been trying to figure it out on their own and they're like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Let's just join Bryce. And I just show them how to actually like correct all the different mistakes they're making. Then you see them getting like 5 grand a month clients, 6 grand a month clients. They get to 10 grand a month really quickly. That's the reason why, because they chose to value their time more than their money. What most people are doing and why most people struggle is they're valuing their money more than their time, meaning they don't want to pay any money because they'd rather waste their time figuring this stuff out. I don't know what to tell you, man. Rich people spend money, poor people spend time. Who are you going to be? If you want to make the choice and you want to come and you want to like go and grow this thing and really hit success as fast as possible, go ahead and click on the link inside the description below. I'll see you on the call where we'll walk through what's holding you back, where do you want to go, and what does that look like for you to actually do that? And if it makes sense, we can even work together long term. If not, it's no harm, no foul. You can keep utilizing these videos. It's going to give you like some really great advice and really great step-by-step walkthroughs. And if it is you, I'll see you soon and I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.